Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a narration of a message that I received. Strange things do happen in this world. The message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I have come here on your platform because I have my own story that I want to share with you. The things that I have done against my neighbor and his wife. This happened after I had divorced my own girlfriend that I was staying with. I had stayed with this woman for a very long time, and we were just in this fake marriage. A lot of these fake marriages that happen here in South Africa. So this woman lied to me, and she pretended as if she really loved me with all of her heart. But this woman, all that she wanted was my money. That was when me and her, we then got separated from each other. So I started to struggle a lot. I was just having a lot of girlfriends, but nothing serious. It then happened that at the plot where I am staying and working as well, there was this other guy who met his very beautiful wife on WhatsApp. Then the woman came here to South Africa. Within a very short period of time, we heard that she had fallen pregnant. We thought that it was a joke because this guy, he had stayed for a very long time with a lot of women who had never given him a child. By the time that we saw that indeed this woman was pregnant, when I started to look at her behavior, I saw that this was nothing but a very good woman. She was beautiful from the outside as well as beautiful from the inside. So I started to lust after her good character, after her beauty, but I didn't know how was I going to approach her. But even though she was a friendly woman, I was scared to tell her that I was in love with her. She deserved to be with me. She did not deserve to be with that guy that she is staying with. Anyway, I never got that opportunity until when my passport expired. After my passport had expired, that was when I returned back to Zim so that I can get my papers sorted out. Whilst I was in Zim, when my passport had came out, then there was this other day that I spoke with her husband. We spoke a little bit and he asked me when was I going to return back to South Africa, and I told him the date that I thought that I was going to return back to South Africa. So the guy then said, can you do me a favor? And I said, yes, indeed. The guy then told me that he wanted this other porridge that is called Cerevita, and as well as some mahel. He wanted a pack of mahel that I was supposed to bring with me when I'll be returning back to South Africa, and after that he was going to give me my money back. So I said, it is fine, I am going to buy the items for you. In the meantime, I had gone and I had spoken with this other old man whom we know that is a very powerful traditional healer who is in our village. This man is very old. So I went and I spoke with him. I just wanted to test it out, to just experiment if this man was going to reveal the future, what the future was holding for me. And I also wanted to know if there was any possibility that me and that guy's wife, we can actually end up in bed with each other. And when I went there, when we went into the consultation room, he then said that I can see that in your heart there is a woman that you love, and you love her with all of your heart, but I can do some charms for you so that this woman can be begging for your love. But all that I need from you, are you able to get any of her undergarment or her skirt, her dress, anything that belongs to her? I looked at that traditional healer and I said, I don't think that I'll be able to do that. I won't be able to get any of her undergarments or any of her dresses. That will be impossible. Then that traditional healer said, it is fine. He was going to speak with his own ancestors, and his ancestors, they were going to tell him all that was needed for these charms to be, so that he said that he was going to speak with his ancestors, and his ancestors were going to give him the answer, and they were going to tell him all that was needed, the items that was needed for these rituals. He said, return back home return back to your parents' house, my child, but tomorrow morning, before I have started working, before I have started to assist anyone that is here at my compound, I want you to return. Will you be able to return tomorrow? And I said, yes, I'll be able to do that. So the very next morning, early in the morning, I made sure that I was the first one that he was going to assist. Before the sun had gone up, I was already at his compound waiting for him to wake up. When he woke up, he then said, "Oh, my son, you are here. Come, follow me." I then followed him into his consultation room. We went into the consultation room. Then I sat down as he was sitting in front of me. Then we started to have the consultation. He told me that indeed his ancestors had visited him late at night and they had spoken with him. His ancestors had told him that it was possible. Yes, they had looked into the future and they had seen that eventually I was going to make love to this woman. One day she was going to come begging for my love. All that was needed was the items that I was supposed to go with them to South Africa. Those ones that the husband had asked me to buy for him, those were needed. And that traditional healer told me that I was supposed to go and buy those items that the couple had asked me to bring for them in South Africa. So I went to this other grocery store. I then bought all the items like they had asked me to. Then I returned back to that traditional healer's compound. I gave him everything and he told me that since you want me to assist me, you need to sacrifice. So the money that I gave him, it was about 2,000 something rands that I gave him. He said, that is the money that I want, which was $100. After I had given him the money, I then left those items with the traditional healer, and he had told me to write my name and that woman's name on a piece of paper. And after I had written the name of that woman on a piece of paper, he then told me to tie it with this other red cloth. And he said that I want you to keep it in your room until the day that you're going to make love to this woman. You are supposed to tie it. So this is the covenant, the altar that I have built. So this woman, she is always going to be tied to this altar of love, and until the day that I feel that I do not love her anymore, then I am going to release her. But with her beauty, with her good character, I want her to be my woman for the rest of my life. I always want her to be with me at all the times. So this woman, I only knew her by her first name, but I did not know her surname. So her surname was needed for this covenant to be made. So the way that I got her surname, when I was still in Zim, this man, after he had told me that he wanted me to buy some items for him and his wife, they then sent me money. Like when we are in South Africa, when we want to send some money to Zim, we use this other bank that is called Mukuru. So when you are on the other side of the border, when you receive a message, it will send you the full name as well as the surname of that person. So when I saw that he had sent the money using his wife's passport, I was really happy because I had managed to get hold of the wife's first name as well as the surname. So I wrote everything down on that piece of paper as I had been directed by that traditional healer. My name was on top and then her name was on the bottom. The moment that he collected those items from me, what he did not know was that he was actually collecting the spirit that I had brought along with me, the spirit that I had gotten from that traditional healer. So this spirit, it makes them to fight. These people, they have been fighting like no man's business. In the past few weeks, I actually saw this man as he was kicking his own baby out of anger because they were fighting for a very long time. And when he went out of the house, the baby was just playing and he kicked the baby because he is possessed by that spirit that makes him to abuse his own wife. So what is going to happen is that his wife one day is going to grow tired because of all the abuse, and she is going to come to me. And when she comes to me, I'll be waiting for her. That healer told me that I just need to be patient because within a few months, all of this, it is going to happen. This woman, she is going to be mine, and I am going to love her, and I'm going to love her with all of my heart because I just feel like she does not deserve to be with this guy. I want her to be mine. This is my own confession, Brother Nashi. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by our dear brother right there. Strange things do happen in this world. So there is another message that I received from one of our listeners, our dear sister, who sent me this message, and she said, "Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I just want other people out there to know that there are a lot of guys that are scamming people when you are withdrawing your money at the ATM. This happened to me and my own husband. So me and my husband, we usually go to this other ATM, which is a Standard Bank ATM. So we went to that ATM like always. Then my husband tried to withdraw some money, and it seemed as if the ATM was not working at all. So we then went to these other agents. So when we went to speak with some of the agents, after we had seen that the money was not coming out, those agents then asked my husband how much money he wanted to withdraw, and we told them. So on our way back, after they had told us to try again, we were stopped by some men. So these guys, when they stopped us, they said that they were some undercover policemen, and they said that they wanted to see our passports. So after they had seen our passports, my husband then went to the ATM, and they kept on talking to my husband, and my husband even told them that he wanted to take out some money, but he did not tell them how much money that he wanted to take out of that ATM. So they said you should try again. My husband, when he tried, it actually showed him that he entered the PIN correctly and the money was supposed to come out. This is what the receipt that came out of the ATM said. But unfortunately, there was no money that came out. So when we looked at the receipt, those guys who were saying that they were police officers, they also went to the same ATM, and the other guy, he withdrew 100 rands. Then they all walked away. So me and my husband, after we had seen that our card, it seemed as if it was not working, we then decided to go and try at another Standard Bank ATM, which was very far from the place where we were. So me and my husband, we started walking. But whilst we were walking, that was when we saw that the notification that we had received was that we had actually withdrawn the money. And in our account, when we looked, 5,000 rands, it was gone just like that. So I do not know, my brother, what really happened, because this bank, it is actually saying that we withdrew the money, but no money ever came out of that ATM. Even the receipt that we got, it is saying that we actually withdrew the money, but me and my husband, we did not withdraw anything at all. So if there is anyone that has ever come across this situation, please assist me in the comment section. What are we supposed to do? Are we going to get our money back, or our money is just gone? I don't know what to do anymore. Dear listeners, right there was a narration of a message that was sent to me by one of our sister. Right there was saying that when they went to the ATM told them that the money was going to come out, but only the card came out and the receipt, but no money came out. And when they looked at their notifications, they saw that indeed the money went out of their account. Strange things do happen in this world. Please, if you have ever come across that same situation, tell us what you went through in the comment section.